Hello and welcome to the Midnight Bible Study. I've had a fascinating report to you today on St. Aelred of Rievaulx. Now, this is a Cistercian abbot in a monastery in the Middle Ages. Now, these tend to be strict and austere atmospheres, but it's in that background that his personality emerges like a light in the darkness. Not that there's darkness in an austere atmosphere, but nevertheless he emerges as a light. For he spent all his energy in seeking to love and be loved. So that's very interesting. This is a person who was very much into brotherly love. It said of him, his kind and gentle manner won him much affection, and his rise was swift within the monastic community. So imagine he's the abbot of this monastery, and how does he run it? What kind of leader is he? Well, he encouraged the cultivation of true friendship among his monks as a reflection of their friendship with the love of Christ. Now, this actually was not the mainstream, where traditionally monks had been warned against the dangers of forming true friendships. Perhaps something to do with being distracted with pleasing men as opposed to being pleasing God first. So, but Saint Aelred said, I call them more beasts than men who say life should be led so that they may not console anyone nor occasion distress or sorrow to anyone, who take no pleasure in the good of another, nor expect their failures to distress others, seeking to love no one and be loved by none. So here was a person who cared about others and was willing to listen to their sufferings and their troubles. And he was patient. He sounds like a patient man. And he says, my sons, say what you will, only let no vile word, no detraction of a brother, no blasphemy against God proceed out of your mouth. Anyway, he seems like a fascinating character, and certainly someone who would probably be a pleasure to meet. It reminds me of something that Jesus said, take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble of heart. Seems like kind of describes the personality of Saint Aelred a little bit, and that personality emerges in a world of perhaps chaos and confusion, stirred up by the dark side and the enemy. In fact, Ephesians 6:12 says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against powers, and against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So, there's this hostility, this invisible hostility, this underpinning of the world, this background, and in that type of atmosphere, Saint Aelred of Rievaulx rises up as this light of this brotherly love and friendship, this gentle and compassionate person in a Cistercian monastery in the Middle Ages. Fascinating character. God bless you, and good night from the Midnight Bible Study.